Okay, this is weird. So now it's beginning to make maybe some sense. Um, Blender was somehow able to take all this information and do it right, but this Unity was not. So I'm going back to the drawing board, and let me actually get rid of all this and show you the procedure that I went through, if I can. Um, oh, it freeze on me. So there we go. Let me delete all of that, and actually delete that, and go to, and let's bring those assets in all again, all over again. Delete, delete, and all of that, delete. So first I just got to get rid of everything. So I'm going to get rid of these. And yeah, so let me get rid of that as well. All right, let's just say we started from scratch. Here, watch this. So we have a new Unity file basically, and we go to the folder. We're using the dashboard of WebODM or Open Digital Map, and I downloaded the assets textured model. That's the one that I used. I uploaded all the pictures from the drone here, and then it calculated and processed them, and it made a 3D model which looks something like, well, maybe I should have used this. This is probably my problem. Like, there's the point cloud, and there's the model. I didn't even realize I could use this because this has this ability to create a textured model, and that is what so it's much better, the textured model. So this is what I have, and it's not too bad actually for a really banal drone flight. I mean, I didn't set up a flight path at all. I just flew the drone around and took these pictures. So that's what we have. We have this. Now there's tools here for doing measurement and for angles and all that kind of cool stuff, volumes. And then there's clipping tasks that you can do. And I haven't done any of that. And I haven't put any filters on. I haven't done anything like that, but there's this cool stuff like overlap filters and returning numbers. And yeah, so it's a pretty deep program, so we really like it. But all I did was take this, and then of my thing here, I just downloaded assets. I just downloaded the textured model. And that came in as a zip file. And the zip file ended up looking like this when I unzipped it. So it has the object, and then it has a whole bunch of different textures. And they're listed in number from 0 all the way up to number 19. So it's a whole bunch of them. And then there's these materials. So I took all of this, and I went into this Unity file, and I should create a new folder here to do it, by the way. So I'll create a new folder, and it's going to be called Rosebud Drone Model. And then I have the Rosebud Drone Model. I open it up. I'll take everything that's inside this folder and just drag it in. So I'm bypassing that whole Blender step because Blender worked perfectly fine. Now that I've done that, there should be a model here somewhere. What happened to the model? So let me go back and look. Oh, I somehow didn't collect that. All right, so boom, there comes the model. And that it does it as OBJs with materials. I'm not sure what function the material file plays or not. But so I take that, and that's got its own textures, it looks like. Look at that. So having done that first, I drag this into the world, and then hit F, and it comes in way bad. But, oh my gosh, and it did it perfectly this time. So, oh my gosh. So this is crazy good. What that means is you have to get all your assets in first before you drag in the model. That seems to be the trick. Oh my gosh. That's really cool. That's a tree. Those are the leaves of the tree. So, you know what I was doing before, and it was really awkward, is I was coming in and I was like putting on was selecting the model and I was dropping on a texture, and then I'd get this, right? And I'd be like, oh God, that doesn't look good, does it? And I was having to do this crazy bit, like the solar panels do come on, except there's a piece missing, and then some of the solar panels are stuck on the floor there, and that was awkward. So then you go and drop in number 2 and try to find places, like that's totally messed up. You don't want that. So you try to then, what I was doing that was taking me so long was I was coming in here and going, ooh, that's so icky. And then I would look for like where this thing would get fixed. Like that's the dragon's better there. Like look at that piece of the dragon came on, and then you go like that, and then ooh, it's not good at all. And so you just kept trying to figure out what pieces worked with what, and it was just getting crazy. Like I don't know. So obviously this is not the way to do it, but it was working to the extent that when I was coming into the materials and I would go in there, see, I would like cover stuff up. So like that works. And then I go and go that. So it's like somehow you have to load it all into materials, and that's what wasn't happening. So if I go in and I go, okay, I'm going to select this model and drop that in, and oh, that's ugly, 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 and oh, that's ugly. What I'm doing as I drop it on the model is actually making new materials. And that's what the magic is, because apparently the drone program creates so many materials that it then maps onto different parts that you have to literally create all those materials with all those bits. And if you're wondering what those bits look like, let me open one up so you can see. It looks like that. Or it looks like this. Look at that. All the pieces cut out in a UV map. Look at this in us. Right. These are all of the pieces that the camera took, mapped out, stretched out over that. Yeah, stretched out over that mesh. And, sorry. Okay. So I think I'm beginning to figure out how Unity works. Unity wants all of those text images to be turned into all these materials. And then when you take the material and you put it on, you can start to stitch it together and go like, oh, that doesn't fit there. Where does that go? Where does that piece go? And you look for places to place that, but it's so awkward. It takes so long. Like one of these is the dragon, and it's not that. And you got to kind of know what goes where, and you're like trying to piece it together by dropping materials. And that's hardly the way to be going about this, because you'd have to know like what part is what. And if you haven't been on the landscape, you'd never know who goes where. There is one of these there. See that's part of the dragon. Durr. And then this here is part of the dragon. And then this one, I don't know. I don't want to mess it up. Yeah, no, and so you'd have to keep like searching and searching to see what piece of the puzzle fits in that gap, and that could take you forever, because you're just using your brain instead of using the AI, and the AI is supposed to figure that out. Like, oh, see that bit there? That probably goes up in, well, one of these pieces is the other part of the wing. It is like a puzzle, and you could spend delightful, stupid hours trying to figure out what goes where.
This one looks good.
Nope. 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 Did I do this one? Nope.
Just trying to cover a different gap.
Nope. Nope. Yep, that one there. Ain't that fun? Well, you can have a lot of fun with this. Nope. Can you put your finger on the ones that I've already done so I'm chasing it where it goes? Like, nope. 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 Darned if it's not going to work. Nope.
But you already had it work.
Nope. I know.
You
Nope.
can do undo.
Nope.
Maybe that's could be
No, it's not.
this one.
All right, so obviously, no, it didn't work. So obviously there's something wrong in, maybe I didn't get all the textures in. So this is the big burden that we face, right? So you can almost get there, but now I realize I don't need to do that. Dimensions must match Unity editor exactly. Dimensions must match. Okay, so there's a lot of error messages. So once again, I'm going to take this out and show us the procedure that apparently did work. And that was to go to Assets, get rid of this whole scene again. Goodbye. And let's do it again. We're going to import a new asset. Yep. We're going to import a new asset. We're going to go, I know. So let me find it. We're almost done. Where was it? It was under here. We're going to drag this in, if we can. Import. Yeah, take everything that's in here. Drag all of that into here. So this is I hope this works. If it doesn't work, because it did work a second ago. All right, so I'm going to create a materials folder and call it Rosebud Drone Materials. And I'm going to take all of these textures and I'm going to drop them into that folder. And then in that folder, I'm going to create a materials folder. And then go out of here, take the map and drop it on, and you can see that's the map. It's now comes in wrong, so I have to flip it over and make sure it's at -90 degrees. Okay, so now we got that, and I want to set it to 0, 0, 0, hit F, and there it is. All right. Now, what I was saying before that I have to do is I have to literally take all of these and create that and see if I can, no, I'd have to select that and then create that. No, it won't let me do that. Won't let me do that. So how did I do it? I created it by dropping everything on, right? So I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then I opened this up and I took a single texture. I'm not sure why this worked before. Oh no, it's not working. It's like almost working.
But it depends on what texture you took.
No, but before it completely worked, remember?
Go back. Do undo.
Let me take this texture out. And reset. All right, now. No, remember it came in.
Yeah.
How did we get it to come in?
Can you undo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I can take, oh, we had to get all of the textures first before we put this in. So now all of these textures are here and all the materials are there except for that one, which I messed up. So I need to go back. Let me do this again. Let's do that. Wait a minute. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How many materials are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, there's 20 and there's 20 materials in here. So now, if I bring this in, let me get rid of this now, and now bring it in again, and rotate it negative 90 degrees. And now if I go to the materials, no, it didn't do it. And yet it came in perfectly before. All right, so that is not, clearly not working. Default material. Okay, I don't know how it worked the last time. Is that, huh? That is so weird. I'm confused now. I thought, oh, because I didn't bring in the metal. These must be the organizers having the MTL file, and I didn't bring them in. So let me bring it all in again. All right, let's see if this changes the game. Because I have to bring in all the information, maybe. Maybe that was what was changing things. All right, now they're all in. I do want to put these. Yes, that's all it took. So I had to bring it all in together.
You wanna do it again?
Yeah, you want to show you? I'll show you.
I know, I saw that. You brought every single file.
Yeah.
From that was a zip file? When you unzipped it? Everything inside it? Hey,
Yeah.
was that in the zip file?
It was in the, yeah, it was all in the zip file.
Was
So
it on a computer or on a platform? Where was it?
it was, oops, see there it creates all these materials like it's supposed to because it has these MTL files. I'll show you now.
I saw when you brought them, but
Let me, can I drag? And I can't click and drag. All right, so delete that.
can you please finish?
Yep.
I need to sleep and you need to tag.
Finishing now. Just doing it one more time.
We have
All right,
to wake up at
so
7.
here's how it is done. In the dashboard here, you download the textured model. It comes out as a zip file. In this case, it was called Rosebud Continuum Textured Zip, this one here. I unzipped it and it created this folder here. And in this folder is all this information, all of the UV maps, the object model, and then these MTL text files that have information on how to make it map on. So it tells the computer, take all this information and do that puzzle that we showed. That's what these are for. And that's what comes out of the dashboard of WebODM, or Open Digital Map. So having that, when you go into your file, you can drag this, and I can even go up and just pull the folder in. You drop this folder in, okay? Okay? Okay, now it's in. There it is. And then look, I just dropped the... Right, so there's the folder. All I did now is I just dragged the folder in, right? I take that and I drop this in, and it comes in right.
Okay.
Now I do rotation in X of -90, and then I hit F to zoom,
You have to.
and there's the model. Looking good. See?
Yeah.
Now that that's done, if I want to geo-reference this, I did have a Blender map that I can put in that I got from Blender GSM. So here I can go import asset and find my Blender file here. Where I'd already geo-referenced these two pieces. So they should match up. Let's see. To get the rest of the landscape. So now I've got the Blender thing in. I take the Blender file and I drop that in. And I need, for that, I need the material of this. And for that, see, there's one on top of the other. So it's kind of cool. So I can actually get rid of this one now.
One on top of the other?
Because Blender also had this in.
It's the same?
It's the same. But what's not in here is my Google map. So I need to import an asset which I got, which is called Google Satellite Map. And now that I have that, if I drop that onto this landscape, there it is. And it lines up perfectly.
That's around Rosebud, right?
Yeah.
Can you please say here, line is the
So this actually needs to be sitting on the landscape. It is, okay. So that is what gives us the landscape from Blender GIS and gives us this information. And it's cool that I was able to use then the Blender file and use it with the textures that I brought in from the WebODM. So I can save this. We've made great progress tonight. It gives me a lot of hope. Now we can walk around here and start putting in other drone maps into here. All right, thanks a bunch. Bye.